Welcome back to another video. My name is Farhan, also known as Gunner since 96, and you're watching my matchday preview. I know this is a weird one because we're live on YouTube, and usually I just release it as a video, as a normal video on YouTube. Usually it's a lot earlier. Look, last couple of days I've been a bit mad with other commitments and stuff, but I'm trying. So bear with me. Look, I'm going to be talking about tonight's game. Its kickoff is less than an hour, and I'm yet to see the team lineup. So I'm going to react to it live right now on here on live stream. I'm going to give my reaction on the team lineup and talk about what the chances are that Arsenal, how we're going to approach this game, how it seems that we're going to approach this game, and hopefully what Arsenal are going to do to win the game. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at the team lineup. I've already seen Holding's name on there, and that doesn't, well, I don't think we've got many options, but let's have a look. Leno in goal. Expected. No surprise there. We know Leno's going to be in goal. So let's swiftly move on. On the right, okay, we've got Bellerin. So Arteta has gone for Bellerin instead of Cedric. I feel worried, I have to say, but just without even looking at who's going to be at left back, I think I already know that it's going to be Cedric because when you don't have a backup left back, you rely on your backup right back to fill in that position. This is the situation we find ourselves at Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. This is where we are as a football club. So Bellerin starts for me, which is very worrying because we know the deficiencies in Bellerin's game, and we know how much of a complacency how much complacency he has in his game. Holding is partnered up with Gabriel. It doesn't fill me with any hope at all because Holding was shaky against Liverpool. Under pressure, Holding isn't great. Gabriel's okay when he's sat next to someone far more experienced than himself. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from these two. I think it's going to be tough. It's going to be a very tough night because we know what Slavia Praha are going to do. I already know the type of football that they're going to play. I think we all do. And I don't know whether Holding and Gabriel are up to it. I don't know whether they're capable of dealing with that type of pressure, with that type of intensity. So far, what they've shown me, I haven't been impressed with it, and it doesn't fill me with any amount of confidence. So, and yes, as I said, Tierney on the left hand side, which not Tierney, sorry. Oh God, I'm losing it. Not Tierney. Tierney's out for the rest of the season, potentially. We've got Cedric on the left-hand side, who look, despite not being a natural left back, he has filled in that position and he has done relatively well, Cedric. So fair play to him for doing what he's done. I think he is a really he's done his job. He's done his job at Arsenal. He's come in and he has filled in the gaps that he's needed to, and he's done his job. So hats off to him. And I think with Cedric, there's always someone you can rely on. Someone who there's someone there who will put in a shift. He might not be the best player in the world, might not be your number one, but as a squad player, he does his job and he does it really, really well. He deserves to be pushing himself up into the first team. So that's our back four. Overall, I am very nervous. I'm very nervous about our back four because not only has Arteta been reluctant to change the system, he is pretty set. This formation and this squad lineup shows me that he's pretty firm and set on playing the style of football that he's introduced this season, regardless of injuries, regardless of who he's got at disposal. There's no real flexibility in the style of play or the shape of the team, which is which is a bit contradictory to what he actually said. in the press conference, saying that Arsenal need to adapt in different situations. They have to be able to play and adapt to playing 3 at the back and 2 at the back, or 4 at the back, 5 at the back, whatever the case may be. So this is going to be a big test, a big, 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 big test, because Slavia Prague will come to the Emirates. They will be hungry and they will be ready to exploit any mistake that Arsenal want to make. Any deficiencies at the back, they'll be there. They'll be on our heels. Moving on to midfield, boy, am I happy to see Granit Xhaka back in the squad lineup. This is the first time that I've been happy seeing his name in the team lineup. Xhaka partying with Partey, funnily enough, and for me that fills me with a little bit more hope, because I know that you got 2 competent midfielders who, on their day, especially Xhaka, because reliability is another question mark attached to Xhaka's name. But if he's gonna have a good game tonight, and if he turns up, you know that he will add that an extra layer of defensive security. That's what I see in Xhaka's game. If Arteta gives him the right instructions, he's gonna probably sit in between Holding and Gabriel, try and close down Slavia Prague early on. A lot of aggression, and when he wins the ball, it will be playing it forward, hopefully. And then our front 4. Wow. This is a bit of a surprise. Saka and Smith Rowe are back. Okay, I'm smiling again. I was a little bit worried, I have to tell you. This is the first time I'm seeing this team lineup, and I was a little bit worried. The back 4, but the front 4, wow. Slavia Prague will have a problem at their hands or their feet. With Saka playing on the right, it looks like Saka's going to be playing on the right. Smith Rowe down the middle in number 10. Willian on the left, and Lacazette up front. So Arteta has finally decided to drop Aubameyang on the bench, who joins Martinelli, Nketiah, Pepe, Nelson, Aziz. Wow. João Lopez. Ceballos, El Neni, Mari, and Matt Ryan. Wow. This is promising. I'm being hopeful now. I'm looking forward to this game with 45 more minutes to go until kickoff. And this is really the only time in the last week where I felt like, you know what? Arsenal could do something tonight. Because whenever you've got players like Saka and Smith Rowe, that's all the names I need to see. Those are the only 2 names I need to see on the team sheet. Because you know what type of performance you're going to get out of them. You know the energy is going to be there. You know that they are going to follow the instructions to the T. There won't be any lacking of enthusiasm. There won't be any unforced mistakes or errors. They will put everything into tonight's game, because they will understand how important this game is. Not just for us. They'll play for themselves. And this is what I appreciate about players like Saka and Emil Smith Rowe. They don't just play for the team. It's all good being a team player. But most importantly, they'll play for themselves, which means that they will put absolutely 100% into their performance and be a handful to Slavia Prague, who, by the way, are missing some key players at the back. So it's almost a game of who's got the worst defense. And I do believe that this will be a very open game, with Sima playing up front, Stanquai as well. I don't know if I've mentioned this, if I've pronounced his name right, but their number 7 is one hell of a gifted technical player. Scored some worldies already in this tournament. And at the back, Zima Holes are filling in for the absentees. And Barr is someone who has played quite regularly as well. Provod, Ramada, Dawley, Olejinka as well. It's a very strong front four as well. So they're top heavy, we're top heavy. We're lacking in our defensive area. They are also lacking in their defensive area. It is going to be a fascinating game for the neutral. For Arsenal fans, it will be, nail biting, to say the least. How do I see Arsenal approaching this game? Well, they need to approach it with oomph and with a bit of sting in their bite. They need to approach this game not strategically, but emotionally, because this is a knockout tournament match at the end of the day. It's whoever wants it more who will get it inevitably. And so if Arsenal approach this game strategically, where they will sit off for the first 20-25 minutes, they'll start feeling around Slavia Prague, seeing what they're going to come with. If we play that type of strategic game, how we did against Liverpool, we will find ourselves in some difficult periods in that game, because Slavia Prague are the type of team who feed off momentum. If you give them space and time to play football, they will, and they will get better as the game goes on. So let's not do that, please. I'll be highly appreciated if we didn't do that. If we played football how it's supposed to be played, on the front foot, winning every ball, being the first one to lose balls, and a high line, hopefully. I would love to play a high line against this side, because I don't think they're good enough to be able to run in behind. I think they feed their main attacking outlets down that left-hand side. They love crossing balls in where the opposition are in a defensive position, in a defensive formation. That's where their strengths are. Their strengths aren't playing on the counter attack. It isn't winning the ball deep in their half and then, pinging the ball over the top to get one of their men to run in behind. That's not their strongest suit. So if Arsenal play this high line, if they play with aggression, and if they play with Emil Smith-Rowe and Saka feeding off each other, possibly getting Lacazette involved, if them three can form a really good triangle and pass and move at the same time, Willian, I don't really know what to expect of, to be honest. But if Xhaka and Partey do what they do best, which is feed the ball into Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe, who will then open the pitch up for players like Lacazette and Willian, and get themselves involved in that final third, it could be a very, very disastrous situation for Slavia Prague. Likewise for Arsenal, if Arsenal sit off and they allow Slavia Prague to play, because there's a 19-year-old who's serious about playing football and who has proven this year that he's ready for the big leagues, then again, we're going to be in for very tight as well. So look, it's first leg of two off here in London at the Emirates, and next we'll be going over there. I'm gonna leave it. Before I go, I should probably give my score prediction. It's a tough one, because unless I see the first few minutes of that game, I'm not going to be able to predict anything. If Arsenal start in the first 10 minutes with a high line, with intense pressure, high energy, and being the first to lose balls, trying to win those headers, playing with a little bit of aggression, then I see it being 2-1, potentially 3-1. Maybe that's being a little bit too kind. But if I see the alternative, which is sitting off, trying to feel Slavia Prague, trying to suss them out in that first 15, 20 minutes, then I think we could lose this either 2-0 or 2-1 with a mammoth task next week in the second leg. So, yeah, it's a big game. It's a quarterfinal. It's an opportunity for Arsenal to get into yet again another semi-final, another Europa League semi-final. It would be our third semi-final in 4 seasons. That's how long we've been in this competition, for 4 seasons now, and hopefully this will be the last time, pending summer transfer window, etc., etc. We're not going to get into that just yet. But let's get through this game, and then we can look forward to the weekend playing against Sheffield United, where 3 points is a must. But tonight's game is even more of a must than it ever has been before. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and hit that bell notification to be notified every time I release a video. I'll be back again tomorrow for a post-match reaction, where I'll be giving my reaction to the result. I'll also be back with the Arsenal Therapy podcast, giving an in-depth analysis in the game, what happened, what went wrong, what went right, with my fellow co-host James Payne. Here he is, James Payne, AFC. So he's officially now a co-host, which is absolutely brilliant. He's going to be joining me on all the shows that the Arsenal Therapy podcast release as a podcast show. Wow, that was more difficult than it should have been. But until then, stay home, stay safe, enjoy the game, and I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you very much. Bye bye.